I was told to be you have to be a genius to do a PhD. Before you can do a PhD, you must have been like a first class student. You must, be at the top of everything. You must have gotten lots of awards, just to be a genius. And I went, no, that's scary because I'm not a genius. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new on my channel, you're most highly welcome, and if you've been a subscriber, thank you very much. And share any single affair of yours. Do make sure you kindly share this video to anyone that you think might be of relevance to the person. Anyways, let's go down straight to business. So what I was saying, I felt very demoralized, very demotivated, and it went down my soul. I'm like, so I have to be a genius. Anyways, the point was, this is a general myth a lot of people had, to be fair. It's just an ideology that before you can do a PhD, you must have at least, been a very top intelligent person. Obviously, you can't be, you can't be, for better words, like dumb to do a PhD. So what happens is, obviously different universities got their different requirements and criterias, and for a school in which I'm in, you have to have above merit. So you don't necessarily have to have a distinction, so you could have between the upper merit to distinction before you can qualify to go into a PhD. So definitely there are certain requirements, there are higher standards. Yes, there are. PhD is just not for anybody, I presume, but you have to acquire those things. However, you don't have to be a genius. So that's one myth that I've debunked. The second thing is, I was told by, I had a friend who was a lecturer at the university before the person moved, and I had the idea from his own research that your research has to be a world-changing research. This was something I found very, very confused about, because I'm in the social sciences. If you can relate to what I'm saying, if you are in the social sciences and can relate to what I'm saying, kindly put your comments down in the comment section, because in the social sciences it's pretty much difficult to have a big contribution. Do you see what I mean? Obviously you can have a contribution, added knowledge, but it's just difficult to have that big contribution compared to how you can have it in the engineering department, where you can discover a new technology, or in the medical department or nursing field, where you can actually discover a cure for a virus, maybe cure for monkeypox, for example. So there are more discovery to those things. There are new medicines, new design, new solutions. But more in the social sciences, what you have to do is literally add to the knowledge, because you're focusing on, let's say for my discipline, you're focusing on the laws. You can't change the laws, you can only propose solutions to actually make the laws better, or how to address certain issues. So in my own research, what I was able to do is come about some models and recommendations, just added contribution to knowledge and making my research more significant in terms of putting a pathway to find a pathway for the solution to my problem, my research problem. A lot of researchers are not world changers. Do you see what I mean? So it's different. Academics and world changing issues are different, just depends on your faculty and your area of specialization. So do not feel down if you think your research is not that great and you think it needs to be bigger than what it is. No, you're doing well. The third thing is, a lot of people say doing a PhD is very depressing, very depressing, no reward. Even if you're getting stipend, the stipend is very little, you feel lonely, you feel I'm gonna lie if I say this, even if I say you don't have a bit of that when you're doing a PhD. Obviously it comes with a lonely environment, it comes with you and your research. You come in an academic environment, and there's a very general ideology about what an academic environment looks like, when we all sit and actually discuss serious, serious academic problems and having to find a solution, discussing my research, what articles you want to write, what conferences you want to attend, how you want to, go around your methodology, what your analysis is going to be about, things like that. But you can make it better for yourself. It just depends on your personality. Some people are very comfortable with just focusing on the academics. So when I started my PhD in my first year, I was very engrossed into my work. I felt like I had to cut down my social life. I felt like I can't go out. I felt like if I was going to certain parties, I shouldn't be found there. I felt really withdrawn to a lot of things. I felt withdrawn to people as well. I just needed to get my work done, and I was so so anxious to a lot of things. I wouldn't say, yeah, it was just a lot at that first year because I really, really, really needed to get the best out of it. And in doing so, it's going to affect you. It kind of affected my mental health. So I can understand when people say, it's going to help you, it can make you lonely, it can make you feel depressed and things like that. So you just need to make sure you get out there, you socialize. Doing a PhD doesn't necessarily mean you have to just lock yourself into the four walls of your house. No, you do not have to. I came to I then realized, like, what, when I was doing my other degrees and all that, I see my lecturers go out. Do you see what I mean? Are we saying the professors have birthdays to attend? Are you saying they don't have weddings to attend? Are you saying they don't go partying? Are you saying they don't drink? Are you saying they don't do certain things? Are you saying they don't socialize? Of course, if you don't want to do certain sort of social activities, you've got activities that conducted by the university, like your university, where you have certain activities, and they usually have like a social event afterwards, like conferences, after presentations, after competitions. So if you attend stuff like that, try to network, try to talk to people. Don't just be by yourself, don't just be alone, because it doesn't necessarily help you. Your research is already alone, your research is already just in your brain, because all I think about most times when I'm out, when I'm working, it's just my research, it's just in my brain. So you need to make sure you socialize with people, talk to people, and just get the best out of it, so you don't feel just to yourself and feel really down. You need to get yourself out and motivate yourself. The fourth thing a lot of people say is it's only worth it when you have a scholarship or some sort of when you have a scholarship or some sort of funding. Should I tell you the truth? To be honest, personally, I do agree to that, to that ideology. I honestly agree to it. But unfortunately, it's just a myth, A lot of people actually do their PhD without having fun. A lot of people come out very successful from their research. A lot of people come out being great academics from, funding themselves. Personally, what I'd say is in the social sciences, it's pretty much difficult to get funding. So when you see a lot of people doing their PhD in the social sciences, they're self-funded. When you see a lot of people doing their PhD in like engineering, medical school, computing, things like that, they are funded most cases. And depends on what country you're in as well. There are certain countries that provide enough funding and resources to different centers or different research teams. So it literally just depends on your circumstances and what your aims are, what your aspirations are. Do I want to do this? Do I have the means? Am I comfortable with doing this? Is this something I want to do? Do I want to venture into this? Is it a waste of money? Do I see it as a waste of money? Do I see it as an investment? So it's just a personal conviction. You need to be convinced before. If you're not convinced, if you think it's a waste of money, if you think you need to get funding to be able to do it, then I advise you do not do it, because you're going to get stressed out. But if you think it's worth it, and you're literally investing and you do not necessarily mind the financial aspect, or you just want is to be an expert in that your subject, you just want to get something out of it, you want to get the best, you want to make a contribution, then why not? So it's not, there's no right or wrong around it. That's what I'd say. So just in general, you don't have to necessarily get funding, but it is best to do. So the fifth one, number 5, the fifth thing I'm going to talk about is, a lot of people actually say you can't be the best. When people tell me that, I'm like, when it comes to the academics, yes, you can't. I'm not saying you have to be the best. You can't necessarily be the best. However, I'm like, it's not a competition. I'm not coming into the academics. I'm not coming into this research, to compete with the next person that's doing something similar to my research, if that person decides to use, 500 participants and I decide to use 5 participants on my research, we're addressing two different research problems. They're just similar, but my own expertise from their own expertise. So, comparing would actually make it better for you. And even if you have to, compare and ask people for their opinion, because I do ask people for their opinion a lot. I like to, know what people are doing, how far they've gone, and, what sort of perspective, they have in regards to certain topics or their methodology or their methods and things like that. So I necessarily do not mind asking, but what I would advise you not to do is to then start comparing or feeling like you're not doing enough compared to what that next person is doing. No, everyone is best in their own way. That's why I keep saying to people a lot of times, the fact that one person is doing something that seems miraculous doesn't necessarily mean I'm not best in my own way. I'm not doing something that is also great. Do not feel let down. Do not feel like you have to be the best of the best. There is always the best of the best of the best of the best. But the point is, there is never the best of you. So guys, do make sure you get encouraged. Do not feel let down. If you just started your PhD, I wish you the best of luck. So far, I'm in my write-up stage right now as I'm making this video, and I feel super excited to be in my write-up stage. Anyways, if you're about to start as well, I also wish you good luck when you're writing your proposal. If anyone needs any help, do feel free to contact me. I'm willing to respond. I'm willing to help you, especially when you come from or when you're into like social research, like social sciences, politics, anthropology, sociology, law, humanities, arts, things like that. Feel free to come in contact, get in contact with me, and I'll be more than happy to help anyone just the way I can, if I can. And yes guys, so do not forget to share this video wherever you think is going to be relevant to them, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I would be sure to see you on my next video. Thank you very much for stopping by again, and see you soon.